Hey everyone, welcome to Anime Facts, where in this video we're going to go over the Society in Boku no Hero Academia and how it was formed and more or less how people are in general in the world of Boku no Hero Academia. So let's go. Over the past century, the human race has been manifesting superpowers known as quirks. Eventually, from that time to today, 80% of humankind now possess some kind of quirk, as crime has been amplified to superhuman levels. But in turn, those who seek to use their quirks to save lives and uphold justice can train to become an officially licensed hero. Heroes are basically super police, meaning they mostly deal with superpowered villains and probably some petty non-powered criminals if there's no police nearby. And in regards to police, they still deal with most of the time normal crime in general, and the government pays for most of these superheroes through superhero agencies where they give them a specific salary, or in this case that's what it seems like in Japan. Hero rankings are based on popularity amongst the hero community. The more heroics you complete, the more popular you are, and it basically helps with the brand deals and contractual payments from the government that you can get based off of this. Basically YouTube, where PewDiePie is the equivalent of All Might, and at the moment the people who have no quirks aren't necessarily discriminated against, but they are looked down upon in the sense that society predicts that they will have a more difficult life. An example of this is shown when the reaction of the doctor who told Midoriya that he was quirkless, and also by how his mother responded to the news as well. When people began to awaken their quirks many years ago, this was known as the dawn of the supernatural era. Much chaos erupted throughout the world as people used these new powers to make life easier with work and chores, while others used it to impose their desires on society through acts of crime. Some of these criminals committed their acts due to being discriminated for being viewed as weak or unusual, as they would eventually be outcasted by society. The criminal underworld, with groups like the Yakuzas or the Mafias, began to lose their power that they built up over the years due to these new superpowered villains. This was seen in the flashback of Kai Shisaki. The police along with the government saw little to no success in controlling this outburst of crime, and in general people were being oppressed or killed. Soon enough, other people with quirks who had no desire in being criminals took action themselves to stop these criminals, as they became vigilantes, aiding the police in the shadows. But this would result in more chaos, as the police would try to capture not only supervillains but also these vigilantes who were attempting to stop these villains. As a result, the government decided to place the pro-hero system and offer jobs to vigilantes who focus on the well-being of the community by providing them hero licenses. This was done to regulate the use or abuse of quirks by these heroes. The first hero system was created in Rhode Island in the United States. Keep in mind, the vigilantes at this point disapproved of this new regulation. In the case of Rhode Island, there were 189 vigilantes who were loved by the public, but only 7 of them chose to become licensed heroes. This is due to the fact that the government had a large goal at play, which was called the Quirk Control System, or the Superpower Control System. They began the Hero Association, where people who wanted to help the community joined, and from there they would classify them into specific jobs where their quirks would be most useful or most helpful, such as a water-bending quirk would be assigned to aiding the firefighters. The police would continue to specialize in investigations and other judicial work, and they would continue to make the actual arrest, take care of regular crimes, and etc. in general. Heroes are licensed contractors with the government, essentially specializing in fighting people misusing quirks and disaster relief. And also besides that, some of them would work closely with the police in general. With this new law and workforce structure, a few government heroes are selected to represent the national interest, while most heroes are selected to be contractors. This allowed Japan to 1. Keep costs down, where hero contractors don't have a union to represent them. Also besides that, the government can force agencies to bid on contracts against each other, and as the Japanese government doesn't have to maintain a large hero division, they can fire any agency when the costs are a bit too large for their actual budget. And then the second thing that this allowed Japan to do was create a way to maintain the number of heroes active, and also besides that, contract heroes have to make a decision whether they can secure a government contract or to quit and find another line of work. With 80% of the population facing possessing a quirk, an economy can't have everyone playing hero. Someone has to punch out the paperwork, run factories, and stuff like that. The bar to be a hero, where in this case they had to pass a qualified school exam, work in a licensed agency, basically incentivizes people to find work elsewhere. The pay rate and influence a hero can have is greatly influenced by their popularity. This in and of itself was a flaw, as pointed out by Stain, the hero killer. He explained that this caused a shift in focus of heroes, where instead of helping people in general, anywhere and everywhere, they would focus on helping people in public. That way they can push forward their status and rise up in popularity, where their true nature and their true desires would be put behind a mask. Of course, this was not the case for all heroes, but remember, Stain's philosophy is a bit flawed. In the meantime, to ensure professionalism in the field for heroes, the government opened up an academy and training programs for inspiring heroes in order to create the right mindset and build up experience to ensure the best results. With this, the government began to regain control over this new society, as now 80% of the world had powers. So this is the Society of Boku no Hero. In this case, guys, that's it. If you guys like this video, leave a like, subscribe if you want to support this channel, and if you have any requests, write it down in the comment section down below. Until the next video, guys, take care.